Additionally, Connolly is also charged with several court order breaches. The 3 men were held for court and they appeared before a provincial court judge today. All 3 men were remanded into custody. The RNC would again like to offer condolences to Stephen Miller's family and friends for their loss. Investigators have worked tirelessly on this murder investigation since Saturday, and I can say that they continue to investigate it very actively up till today and going forward. Ground search and rescue, the media, the public, of course, for their assistance throughout this investigation. As the investigation is ongoing, we are, of course, continuing to seek the public's assistance. Specifically, we're looking for owners of gas stations who may have sold fuel to an individual or individuals with a yellow fuel container, as we had previously released the days leading up to this homicide. And anybody who has any information that could assist investigators with the homicide investigation for Stephen Miller is asked to contact our dedicated tip line at 729-8800. At this time, as the matter is now before the courts and where the investigation is ongoing.
And do you expect any more weapons, or did you recover any other weapons to be involved?
I can't speak to any specifics related to the weapon. As I said, the matter is before the court and the investigation is still ongoing.
Where were they arrested?
I don't have the information exactly to where they were arrested. They were arrested at 3 different locations yesterday. They worked together.
Do you know the motive, why Miller was a target?
I can't provide information on the motive at this time. As I said, the matter is before the courts and the investigation is still ongoing, so it would be inappropriate to speculate to any motive at this stage.
Do you know if Steve Miller was the intended target?
Well, I do know that Stephen Miller was the victim of a homicide here, and that's how we've investigated this. And like I said, 3 people have been arrested and charged for that. The investigation is ongoing, of course, so I'm sure more details will come in the future.
Is anyone charged for assaulting Mr. Connolly?
I can confirm that Mr. Connolly was the victim of the Trails End assault, but at this time that investigation is ongoing as well.
Do you anticipate any
suspects at large still, or do you feel is there concern with suspects?
Well, as I stated, where the investigation is still ongoing, it's kind of difficult to say where that may lead investigators, but at this time we're satisfied that the 3 people who we wanted in connection for the homicide of Steve Miller have been arrested.
Do you anticipate any more charges?
At this time, as I've stated, the investigation's ongoing. More charges, whether more charges are coming or not, would be difficult for me to speculate at this point.
Is there any connection in this murder to the other 2 gentlemen that were missing, Bobby Pitcher and Joshua Whalen?
I don't have any information to suggest that, but as I said, the investigation's still ongoing, so that's...
Do you see any connection between this and the St. John's Mall soldiers?
As I said, this investigation is, while we have made arrests, we're still fairly early in the investigation. We're only 6 days in, so it's very difficult for us to speculate as to who may, if there's anyone else involved or motive and those types of things. So we do, of course, anticipate more information to come as the days unfold. The investigators are very much in the infancy of a pretty lengthy investigation, so I don't have any information on that.
Did you make these arrests based on tips from the public?
We made these arrests based on evidence that was collected and reasonable probable grounds that these were the individuals responsible for the 4 offenses in which they were charged.
Did you have much response when you appealed for information? Did you get any?
We certainly have received tips, but I won't comment as to, I guess, what those tips yielded or any information we received.
Can you tell us?
With the red Honda that was seized, is that involved?
As I stated before, we confirmed that we did impound a red Honda, but whether that's the red Honda Civic that we were looking for, at this time we're not going to make any comment on it.
Can you say if it had any role in the arrest that you made?
I can't comment on that. Okay. Thanks, guys.